Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I say guys all the time and I just can't help it. I'm really going to try and not say guys this video. So it started off bad, but it's going to get better. So hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be talking about month 5 and 6 on Accutane today. If you didn't catch my last video, that was month 4, and I've been talking about my Accutane journey from month 1. So if you haven't watched then you want to go and catch up, then do so now in my other videos. But today we're going to be talking about month 5 and 6. Just quickly, I want to say thank you all so much for subscribing and your comments and your messages. It really means so much. I was a little apprehensive about sharing my journey, and I did take a huge break off social media when I was on Accutane, but it just makes me feel really grateful and so happy that I've shared. When I see all your messages and comments, it really means the world to me. So thank you so much, and if you haven't subscribed yet, then please do so now and click the bell or whatever you want to call it, notification button, so you can get notified when I make a new video. So let's get into it. Month 5 and 6. Month 5 and 6, I'm doing them together because there's not as much information. It's very easy to talk about them together because they're very similar. There wasn't huge changes in each month. So I'm not going to do the usual weekly thing because there wasn't as much changes as before. So I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of what happened to me in month 5 and 6. So first, my dermatologist appointment, month 5, I finally got up to 60 milligrams. So 60 was my goal and I knew I had to get there. So this month I finally was up to my optimal dose of 60 milligrams. And I stayed on 60 for the rest of my time on Accutane. So I did it for 8 months, so I stayed on 60 for another 4 months after this month, month 5. So yeah, I was happy. I went to my dermatologist. My skin was so much better than obviously previously, and every time I saw her, so I was really happy. And I think she was really happy to finally put me on 60. Even though the side effects were obviously still really bad, I knew I had to get 60, so I was happy to finally be on it. So I stayed on 60 for the rest of the time. When I upped my dose, I didn't get an initial breakout like I had in the previous months. This month my skin just got better and better. My skin was still very red and my red marks were still there, which kind of still looked like spots, but my skin was smooth. So this month I could finally wear makeup and actually hide the fact that I had severe acne, or that I had it for the last couple of months. Like, this was the first month that I could wear makeup and feel normal and feel like people weren't looking at me because I had bad skin. So this was a huge month for me. Also really sorry if I sound a bit or look a bit different today. I have a cold, or I have the last bit of a cold. I've had a cold for like a week and a half. Feels like it's never ending, and obviously life goes on. It's just winter and that's the way it is. I've got a cold, so sorry, but hopefully you can bear with me and my voice today. So yeah, this month I went on holiday to Italy and I was freaking out because I know you're not allowed to be on under the sun when you're on Accutane. So I was very worried, but I stocked up on Factor 50. I took 2 different types and 2 different bottles, one for my face and one for my body, and I made sure I put this on vigilantly every 2 hours. And I tried to spend as much time in the shade as I could under the umbrella. And when we were walking, I would walk in the shade. I was very on it and it was fine. I didn't burn, but I did go red. My skin went redder than it was normally, even though it was quite red. I think it just brought out my scars a little bit, the sun, I'm not sure why. And I was obviously really careful, Factor 50 on, and it wasn't frightening, it was nothing to be scared of, it was fine. But yeah, I did go slightly more red, which was kind of annoying, but I'll talk about that, how I felt, in the feeling section. But yeah, overall it was fine, but just make sure if you are on Accutane, you have to be careful with suntan lotion. You have to put it on all the time and spend as little time as possible in the sun, because your skin is so sensitive. You just have to be really careful. Yeah, Italy was super fun. I'll drop some pictures in now, but it was nice. But you can see that I have got all the red marks and my lips are so dry from the sun. But it was super fun. When I came back, I came out in this extreme eczema rash. I'm not sure if it was the sun, but I don't think it was. Or maybe it was the fact that my skin was very dry, even though I was moisturising as normal. I had eczema all over my arms, my legs, and they were like small patches around this big. I'll drop a picture in for you, and they were just everywhere. It was so strange, and I hadn't had it like this before. I'd had eczema, but not in this way, so I was a bit freaked out. But what I did, I had prescribed eczema cream from my dermatologist, so I just covered myself in the eczema cream, and they did get better over a couple of days, but it was really weird. I guess that is, I know it's a side effect, and I'd had eczema in the past, but I'd always managed to manage it really well. But this time when I came back from Italy, it was crazy. It was all over my body in small patches, and they turned into scabs, which was really, really strange. But yeah, it didn't take long for them to go, so it was okay. But yeah, this is what, I guess this is another side effect for me in month 5. Okay, so let's get on to month 6. Month 6 for me was August. I was getting better and better. This was so good month for me. My skin just got better and better. My scars faded slightly. I mean, I've still got scars now. People have been asking me if I have scars. I do have scars, but I just managed to cover them really well. And I was covering them from this month. From July, I think, was when I was able to put makeup on and be fine, and for not people to tell that I had acne. So I do cover my scars. I have got them, and I do eventually want to get laser if they done sort of get better themselves. I just want to give them the chance to recover themselves, and if they don't, then I'm gonna ideally probably get a laser eventually, but that's something I don't want to do yet because I've only been 1 year off Accutane, and I kind of just want to see how it goes and how I am maybe next year or the year before or the year after, and see if they get better themselves before I put something else on my skin, something that maybe I don't need to do. My dermatologist this month said that fine, obviously I've been on 60, I'm not going to go up anymore because this is my optimal dose for my weight, so I'm now going to stay on 60 for the rest of the time. And she did say to me this month, hopefully we can get you off in 2 months. So this was my first time that I was sort of even talking about coming off Accutane, so I was super excited. I was obviously had in my head then, okay, 2 months, 2 months, 2 months. So every time I felt a little bit down, I was like, it's only going to be 2 months, just do it, 2 more months. So this was a lot of positivity for me coming from my dermatologist appointment this month, because I was finally seeing a light at the end of the tunnel, and I was seeing that my skin was getting better, and that I was finally going to be off Accutane soon, which was amazing for me. So skin-wise, this month, August, was really good. Obviously I talked about the sun in month 5. It was the same thing because it was quite hot in London at this point. So I was still using the sun protection every day, and I was still kind of wearing my hats a little bit. I don't know, maybe I've just got used to them at this point. But it was fine, it was getting better and better. The scars had, obviously I knew I was going to have scars, and over this month I really saw a difference in how red my skin was. So at the beginning of the month I could see every single scar on my face, but by the end of the month they'd sort of gone a little bit. I remember the ones on my forehead really did lift a lot in this month. My ones on the cheek are still here now. I do have them on my cheeks at the minute. This month I really saw a difference in my scar, and I think Accutane does do that. It helps with redness and scarring. So this month is where I really saw a difference in that. And also my back and chest this month. My back and chest was finally getting better. It really cleared up in the previous month, but this month was kind of where I hadn't had any lumps. So last month was kind of the final burst of spots from my chest and back, and this month I was free of acne on my chest and back too. Okay, let's talk about the feelings, month 5 and 6. So obviously I was happy because I knew there was an end in sight, and I had my end date, or my sort of rough end date of Accutane, so I was feeling positive, and this really did give me the motivation the last couple of months. But I was still quite sad. I was still sort of in this zone of, I'm fed up because of the side effects were so bad for me. I'm hoping, like I'd say, I know I talk about my friend Chloe sometimes, she has had way less side effects than me. So I'm hoping for everyone else that you don't feel as bad, but for me, I had nosebleeds twice a week at this point, and I remember when I was in Italy, it was the first time I was meeting my boyfriend's parents and his friends, and obviously when you're on holiday you don't really wear makeup, so I remember going out the second day without makeup on, and I was so conscious of my face. Every time I met someone I just was so conscious of it. And I remember, I haven't really talked about it before, but in the previous months when I used to speak sometimes, when I didn't have makeup on, I would speak like this. So when I didn't have makeup on, I would take my makeup off, and obviously me and my boyfriend were in our first months of being together, and when I put my makeup off I would talk to him like this. So I would be like, yeah, but obviously when you meet someone, you can't do that. So I couldn't do it, and it was out of my comfort zone a little bit. So I remember I cried like after the first day. I was like, oh my God, this is horrible. I've never had this struggle where I'm so like embarrassed and insecure about myself that I meeting people is an issue. So that was kind of, you know, something that annoying for me this month. But then I was speaking to my boyfriend about it, and he said, if it makes you more comfortable, then just wear makeup. And obviously it did melt off throughout the day because it was so hot. But after the third day, I was like, you know what, I'm just going to wear makeup. It makes me feel more comfortable, and it did at that point, and it helped me through. So I just wore it every day, and it did help me through. So, you know, I had to do it. It was something I did, because being without makeup and just seeing all my red scars be bright every time I met someone, I just felt like it was all they could look at. And I hate that thought. And yeah, so I wore makeup to get me through their months. No judgment. I know you're not supposed to wear makeup when you have acne, but I literally spoke to my dermatologist about this, and she said, look, if wearing makeup's gonna get you through your journey on Accutane, then wear it. She's like, I'm not gonna tell you not to wear it. If it helps you like emotionally, then just wear it. It's not gonna sort of ruin your progress or anything. So yeah, I wore makeup. Or there was another time in the feelings. I remember my friend had a house party for her birthday, and it was my housemate actually at the time, and there was full of people downstairs, and everyone was sort of having a party and having a laugh, and everyone's enjoying themselves. And I remember sitting there and just feeling like so by myself in a room full of people. And at this point I was wearing makeup, and you couldn't tell that I had acne, but I still had the feeling of it. So I remember leaving the sort of room where we were all partying and going to my bedroom and just lying there for about 45 minutes by myself. My boyfriend came up and he was like, why are you by yourself up here? And I was like, I just can't be around people today. I was like, I'm just having a bad day and I don't want it, and I just need to regroup. And I remember staying in the bedroom, I sort of got myself around and made myself feel a little better, and he helped me through it, and we went back downstairs and I carried on. But you just do have these moments, and that's okay, and it's okay to have them, and it's really important that you speak to people when people around you are supporting you about them and not hold it in. And I think that's a key thing to be on Accutane, is you have to talk about your feelings and the emotions that you're going through, because it's such an extreme journey. You have to have people around you or somebody to talk to, if it's your dermatologist, if it's a counsellor, wherever you need, you just have to. So yeah, that night we went out after the party, and I lasted an hour because I had a nosebleed in the club. And at that point, I was like, I've done my thing, I've been here, I have to go home now because I'm a nosebleed in the club, so it's not where I want to be. So that's it for me, month 5 and 6. Overall, it was a really positive one, or 2, really positive 2. Obviously I've got my date that I should be off in the next 2 months, so catch me next week to talk about month 7 and 8, my final 2 months on Accutane. If you haven't subscribed, then please do so now. The button is here somewhere. And yeah, let me know what you want to see next. Do I do a acne sort of makeup tutorial, or I know some guys want to know the product, so comment below, let me know what's happening with you and your journey and what you want to see next. See you next time.